Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. Enjoying yourselves. This is my YouTube channel, guys. My name is Liaquat Zaman, and let me just push this a bit up. Hope you guys are enjoying this nice windy day. So, after Ramadan, post Ramadan, Alhamdulillah, we are back. And as you guys know, on Fridays and on Saturdays, I do a live stream where I try to answer your questions as best as I can. Right, as you can see, the white hairs, you guys are making me old. The white hairs have started to appear more and more. Yeah, my guests, these are my permanent guests that are coming. Right, so, alhamdulillah, Ramadan went very well, guys, and I hope your Ramadan went well as well. Got to do a lot of Quran recitation and spending a lot of time in ibadah, alhamdulillah, fasting with other people as well, charity events. So it was very good overall, mashallah. How was your Ramadan? What did you guys get up to? What was your overall experience of Ramadan? And the most important thing is, did you guys achieve what you went out to achieve? Did you guys get it done? What you had planned at the beginning of Ramadan? Aisha Fazal, alaikum assalam. Alhamdulillah, Eid was Eid last week, very nice, mashallah. Family is very good. Give some general advice. My general advice would be fear Allah. That's my general advice. Muhammad, wa alaikum assalam. I hope you're well. Alhamdulillah. Very good. Enjoying myself. I am. Well, that's my. Oh, I forgot to show you guys a book. Yeah. Shall I show you guys a book that I got? Where is it? Tomorrow, I'll show you tomorrow. Chalo. Tomorrow, I'll show you some books that I got. Show you guys some interesting books that came a few weeks ago, but I just didn't really kind of get time in Ramadan, because in Ramadan I just wanted to focus on answering your Ramadan questions. Yeah, so you know how it is. Wa alaikum assalam, Maulana Nuski, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, Eid Mubarak to you as well. Belated Eid Mubarak to all of you guys. I hope you guys have been well, enjoying yourselves. Are you guys gone back to the normal diets? After Ramadan, my stomach actually went quite bad. Yeah, it's actually at the moment it's a bit sensitive. I think it's eating all those kind of foods and things, and I don't know. Amina, wa alaikum assalam. You got us all excited with mentioning of books, alhamdulillah. So that means you guys are going to attend tomorrow's live stream, inshallah, where I will be showing you those books. Oh, by the way, if you guys don't have this book, this is a very good book for Zakat. Yeah, Zakat Made Easy by Mufti Faraz. So Mufti Faraz compiled this nice book. I would definitely recommend it for students who have studied Zakat, and also for general people as well. There's a lot of benefit that you can take, but I would say people who have studied Zakat, if you've gone through my Quduri Zakat videos, and if you've done my Hidayah, then I would definitely say, yeah, this is the book that you really want to read. It's got a lot of contemporary application of Zakat. I think a lot of students, that's what they find difficult in the Alim courses, is where contemporary application more than anything else. What do you guys say? Do you guys agree with that, or do you guys disagree with that? All right, and you guys have loads of questions on Curious Cat, which I will be answering not today, tomorrow, inshallah. So as you guys know, on Fridays I don't really answer Curious Cat questions. You know, it's bid'ah to answer Curious Cat on Fridays. Yeah, it's bid'ah, meaning our bid'ah. But yeah, so inshallah I will answer those questions tomorrow, just in case some of you guys have been thinking, oh, so many questions you guys haven't answered. I'll try to answer, maybe tomorrow I'll try to answer some of them, as in, typed answer. And the rest I'll do it on the live, inshallah. Wa alaikum assalam, Ibi ahlan wa sahlan. Have you heard of a matan called Qanoon Shariat? No, I haven't. I have not come across it. Who is the author of it? Sounds a bit like an Urdu, Qanoon Shariat. Oh, by the way, guys, let me tell you a technique. Some of you guys have been asking that you find it difficult to go to sleep at night. Right? I sleep very quick. Yeah, I sleep very quick. So some people, I think they like thinking before they go to sleep. And so this is some things that I generally have experienced that help you go to sleep very quick. Number one is if you try to think of masail. So if I try to think like a complex masala, I'm trying to think of how to tackle it. That helps me sleep very quick. Number two is translating. So one thing I used to do before, and I even do it now as well. What I'll try to do, I'll try to translate something from one language to another, and then like that, to see how I could perfect this translation of this. That helps a lot because I don't know, your brain starts working, your brain probably gives up. So any of you guys who are finding it difficult to sleep, try to challenge your brain. Try to do some sort of like a challenging puzzle in your head or something, and slowly you'll find your sleep will come very, very quickly. Yeah. What do you guys do to try and go to sleep? What's your technique? I read something new yesterday. A person can give zakat to their daughter-in-law or son-in-law. Yes, I found that strange because in our culture, giving money to daughter-in-law would be the same as giving it to your son. Okay, so Islamically, giving it to your biological, it's all to do with the biological. So the biological sons, children, and the biological, ascendants, those are the ones you can't give zakat to. As for everyone else, your siblings, uncles and aunties, nephews and nieces, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, you can give them zakat. Yeah, it'd be permissible. Right. You guys like the lights in the background? Different types of lights, fairy lights, and the colors in the background. It's nice, isn't it? I'm thinking of getting this thing called it's called a neon LED light. It's a new kind of thing where you can actually bend it and you can make words out of it. And it looks like a neon light. So I'm thinking of putting it in the background on the top there. But the rock ROK. Yeah, I'm gonna see how it works. It look nice, I think, in the background. Rock. And look kind of like stylish. What do you guys think? Author is Qadi Shamsuddin Jaunpuri. And my brilliant friend is teaching it. Seems to be within their circle. Looks well referenced, so check it out if you can. Yeah, if you know a link for it or something, if you have a link or something like that, Qanoon-e-Shariat. Yeah, Qanoon-e-Shariat. It sounds like Urdu. It's in Urdu. Qanoon-e-Shariat. Yeah, it's an Urdu book. Yeah, it's an Urdu book. That's fine, inshallah. It's online. They've got some copies of it. I'll see if I can find. Yeah, oh, they got a PDF of it as well. Let's just have a quick scan of this. Oh, they got an English version as well. Ya Allah. And there's no difference of opinion among the Hanafis regarding. I have not come across any Hanafi that has differed on this issue. Sika wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Which sandals are permissible when in ihram or hajj? So anything for men, anything which allows the lace of the shoe, the foot, to be exposed. Yeah, let me see if I can find some men's sandals. Thin strap. Try to go for the thin strap ones. Okay, so yeah, as long as you can find sandals that have like a large area that's exposed. Yeah, a large area of the lace is exposed, foot of the lace. Can't seem to find the moment. Sweet Garden, alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan, welcome, Eid Mubarak to you as well. And the daughter-in-law would be free to spend it on whatever she wants. Yeah, it's totally hers, as long as everyone knows it's hers and they're not dictating her to spend it on her husband. Yeah, it's totally fine. What advice would you give to someone in the UK who wants to buy a house or own their own property? They don't earn enough and rent at the moment. Renting doesn't have security, owning does. So what I would suggest is speak to a scholar about your situation. Contact a scholar, speak to a scholar, show him your situation. You don't have to go into too much details of your earnings and stuff. And then do mashwara with him, and inshallah, hopefully, inshallah, he should be able to guide you. But generally, if a person is financially not able to support themselves in buying a property or rental accommodation, or it's very, very difficult, expensive, council houses are not available, then in that case, as a last resort, they can opt for a traditional mortgage-based loan, right? Just as a last resort. Can I do masa on cotton socks? If they are very thick, so as long as they're thick cotton socks that you can walk a long distance in them without them tearing, then it's permissible. Otherwise, no. Thin cotton socks, no. Also, I had an understanding that husbands can't give zakat to their wives, but wives can give zakat to their husbands. However, yesterday I found out both spouses cannot give zakat to each other. Yes, that's correct. There is a bit of an ikhtilaf in regards to the wife giving zakat to her husband, but generally, yes, that's the main position. Can't give zakat to each other. The idea is because the husband has obviously a right to support the wife. So why is she poor for? If the husband's wealthy, why is she poor? She should be, he should be supporting her. And the wife on the other side, obviously, if she's going to give it to him, then she gets financial support from him anyway. It's necessary. Is it okay to work for a Zionist? I'm trying to find a new job. Yes, you can work for them. Of course, if someone is Zionist, there's many non-Jews that are Zionists, there's many Christians that are Zionists, there's many atheists that are Zionists. Yeah, and there's many, unfortunately, people who are supporting Zionist regime. But a person, it's difficult to boycott Zionism totally when you're living, especially in the West. Very difficult, right? So you're trying to boycott the things that are going to have the most impact. Are these permissible? I can't see anything. I have just come across the difficult masail of Hurmat Musahara. Why do Hanafis state touching or even looking can cause it? Would it not wreck marriages? Yes. And see, the thing you have to remember is a madhab is based upon principles of ijtihad. And those principles of ijtihad are based on Quran and Sunnah. Now, if you derive a principle from the Quran and Sunnah, then what happens is that you have to stick to those principles. You can't just feel as though these principles are too hard and throw them out the window. You have to still abide by them. So the Hurmatul Masahara masalas are probably the strictest in the Hanafi school. Yeah, the idea is that just like the Quran has prohibited fornication, the Quran has also prohibited everything that leads to fornication as well. And touching someone sexually in a way that would obviously be very sexual, that is in most cases is going to lead to fornication. Jazakumullah khair. I've got Salafi and Hanafi fiqh all mixed up in my head. Shukran, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Well, at least you got fiqh in your head. That's a good sign. This link, unfortunately, I can't see any link. If you send your link to email, if you email it, the email should be coming at the bottom. Email it, and then inshallah, I should be able to see it. Otherwise, I can't see. I don't think it allows. Crocs Classic Flip 20. Let's check that out. Flip 2.0. Okay, those ones, yeah. So as long as, see, and again, it all depends upon when you wear it, how much of your lace is exposed. So as long as when you wear it on your foot, majority of the lace bone is exposed, that's fine. Yeah, so I know I can see on the screen, but it's just, some people, it might be, for example, they might wear two big ones and it covers up, right? Something like that. But technically, if someone who had a large foot was to wear that, then it seems fine. Do you have to pay zakat if you're saving up for a house? Yes. Unless you have come into an agreement, a financial agreement with the seller, then you don't have to. Doesn't this mean that somebody unrelated to a marriage could break that marriage? But doesn't this mean that somebody unrelated to a marriage, like, give me an example? Yeah, this is why I see it's important to study fiqh from a teacher properly. When you start dipping in and out and reading this and reading that, it confuses everyone. So it's very important. These masail are not meant to be masail that are publicized on the mimbar without thorough context, without knowing the audience has studied fiqh or Islam at a very good level. Yeah. Otherwise, what happens is, you know, it can cause a lot of confusion and a lot of misunderstanding, especially when it comes to madhahib, masail of madhahib. Hurmat Nasara could occur with anyone. That's what I mean. Yeah, it can occur with anyone. That's why you got to be careful. You're not supposed to sexually touch people, touch women. AP, wa alaikum assalam, ahla wa sahlan. AP, I'm not sure who AP is, but been a long time, and I'm sure it's been a very long time, AP, unless you had a different name then, and you've trans named. How would a revert perform salah? He doesn't know how to read anything. Will he read as much as he knows as 2 verses? Yes. He reads whatever he can. And if he doesn't know any Quran, then he can do tasbih, say Subhanallah, Subhanallah. So for you know, like about 15 times, roughly around about 15 times. Mahir Alex, have you checked any emails yet? Yeah, I received your email. It's very hard to read what's on there. Yeah, I can hardly read what is written there. If you can get like a clear copy, Jazakallah khair. So I received your message, but I tried to read it. I couldn't make any sense of what was written. So if you can have a clear copy, that would be excellent. Jazakallah khair. Ya Allah. Yeah, so anyway, so I haven't made any videos this week, but inshallah from next week I will start to make the videos once again. Hopefully get back into the rhythm of making videos, because as you guys know, once I stop something, it's very difficult for me to get back into that momentum. That momentum is key, very important for good productivity, I think, for me anyway. Good productivity, momentum. What do you guys say? Are you guys people of momentum? Do you guys like momentum? Ya Allah. Okay, what else is there? Oh, vlogs. I haven't made any vlogs. I've got some footage that I'm going to stitch together, but hopefully I should making vlogs once again. Back into the momentum again of making vlogs. One more question. Does a person need to do qada of fasts and salah if he was in coma for a few days? He has to make qada of fasts, but not of salats. Any sandals for Hajj you can recommend? I don't really wear sandals in Hajj. I wear slippers. I would recommend everyone to wear slippers because you're not going to do that much walking, right? There's not that much walking involved. So I would recommend slippers. Try to get the slippers that simply just cover around the toes area, and the majority of the foot is left exposed. Try to get those. If you need sandals, then I would say try to get the sandals that have thin straps and majority of the foot is exposed again. Well, actually, let me try to show you guys these. Okay, so let me see if I can show you guys. Okay, so as you can see over here, you see sandals. Let me just get rid of this screen. So these ones over here, these would be fine. Something like this, these would be fine. Obviously, these ones are good as well. If you can try to get these ones are good because the most of this bone is exposed. Yeah, these ones are very good. Yeah, these ones are very good for that. If you can get something like that, something which shows most of the foot. See, these ones are the ones that I wear when I go for Umrah. Yeah, these are the ones that I wear. You can't wear these. These ones you can't wear. They'll be covering. Okay, possible to reach out to you after live stream. Today I might be a bit difficult. After live stream, I'm going to be busy. But inshallah, hopefully over the weekend, inshallah. Hopefully over the weekend. If I'm free after the live stream, because I won't be free immediately, I have to go somewhere. But then I've got to go to class, so it's going to be a bit difficult. So weekend, inshallah, will be the best. Sweet Garden, yes. Have you got another course like your Seerah course planned? I couldn't attend the one before Ramadan. I don't have a Seerah course planned at the moment, unfortunately. I will be delivering some Hajj talks. Yeah, so some Hajj talks I'll be delivering, inshallah. That's going to be end of May, early June. And several courses, the Hajj course in several places. Inshallah. Not as Sufa, but different places. Normal flip-flops, yes, flip-flops. So you don't have to be like, they don't have to be flip-floppy flip-flops, but they just have to be those kind of shape. Is there any situation where brothers and sisters can split the inheritance equally? Because I see lots of Muslims doing, as long as all the heirs are happy to distribute their wealth equally, it's totally fine. Yeah, so if there's 5 brothers and sisters and they all happy with the amount that they're going to get, they want to split it equally, that's fine. Totally fine. Otherwise, if they're not happy, then it has to be distributed according to the Sharia. After your Arabic grammar, okay, could hurmat musahara occur if someone touches the other without them knowing? Yes. Yeah, could occur. After your Arabic grammar and Tarkib course, what books would one do in Nahu, i.e. structure advanced? So I would say, once you've done Arabic grammar, then you can go through the Ajurumiyah, and then you can go through my Sharh Qatr al-Nada. Sharh Qatr al-Nada. I think once you've done Sharh Qatr al-Nada, you don't really need to study any other grammar book, because the main point of grammar is like a bridge. Grammar is you're building a bridge for yourself to get to the other side of the water, which is reading Arabic texts. Once you can read Arabic texts, you don't need to study Arabic grammar books anymore. It's finished now. So treat Arabic grammar like a necessity, right? That you're just studying it as a necessity in order to get yourself to read Arabic books. Don't spend too much time, I would say. Do not spend too much time in trying to read Arabic grammar. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're just going to spend too long on these things. I'm very well, TMZ. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. How are you? How's your Ramadan? If you're praying behind the Imam and he has major tajweed mistakes, does this invalidate prayer? So if he makes such big mistakes that he changes the meanings of words into something which is totally incorrect, then you shouldn't pray behind him. Otherwise, I see a lot of people, they think the Imam makes mistakes, but when someone who's an expert listens to the Imam, he probably finds it okay. It's acceptable. Yeah, so non-Arabs have a lot of flexibility when it comes to rules of tajweed in Salat, because non-Arabs are, it's difficult for them to be able to pronounce certain letters. But otherwise, if he's making serious mistakes, don't pray behind him. I would generally say make a recording of his recitation, give it to someone who's good at Quran recitation, and ask them to listen to it. Sir, can I decorate my house or hotel with idols or wooden statues being Muslim? Idols, like gods. Idols, yeah? You can't do it with idols. If it's like small statues that don't really have faces and things like that, then possibly. But not like idols like, Zeus or Jesus or these kind of things, no. Alhamdulillah. Muhammad Shammas, ahlan wa sahlan. So I'm loving the setup for takhasus in fiqh. What is the best way to study Ibn Abidin cover to cover or selected chapters? So what I would suggest is when you study anything, you always have to try and understand. This is for everyone. You always have to try and understand what do you want to achieve at the end of it. Like what skill do you want to gain at the end of it? For example, Nahu, the skill of Nahu is by the end of it, you can start reading ayats of the Quran and you can break them down grammatically. That should be the main reason of Arabic grammar. And let's say, for example, Takhassus Ifta. Ifta should be that you're faced with a question. Number one, you know exactly what the question is asking you from a fiqh point of view. So you can sift through it and see exactly what the fiqh of the question is. Number three is you know exactly where to reference that fiqh. So you know that question, where am I going to go back to? So what am I going to go back to? So you, for example, like, is this a question related? Like someone asked a question about Hurmatul Musahara. Okay, so how would I deal with the Hurmatul Musahara question? Where do I look in the chapters of fiqh? And number four is that if it is something which is unprecedented, how do I deal with trying to find the closest example of this in the books of fiqh? I would say that would be the objective of Ifta, right? Identifying the question, right? Like as in understanding what the fiqh inside of it is, where to look, try to tackle the complex, unprecedented examples. That would be where you would require a teacher's guidance. A teacher would then be able to navigate you and swiftly, right, like fast track you. Okay. Besides that, in order for you to achieve that, you obviously need to have a good, sound understanding of the Arabic language. Very, very good. It has to be, right? Really good. Basically, you need to be able to read, like the books you mentioned. A student needs to be able to read them solid. And as for like training yourself into gaining a malaka, so Hanafi books are divided into two types. You have ta'sil books that kind of give you the formative understanding of the madhab. They kind of give you the foundation understanding of the masail, how to deconstruct the masail, understand them. And then you have the works which are like survey books. So survey books are like Ibn Abidin. Ibn Abidin kind of gives you a survey of various books, what they say about a particular masala. And you can, the easiest way to understand it is Ibn Abidin, each masala, you can draw a timeline and you can jot down on the timeline who is saying what and what they're saying. You can jot that all down and then what's the conclusion. That's what Ibn Abidin is good for. It's good for jotting down. So you get an idea of what Ibn Abidin is all about. Like how is he trying to show you of how he reached this conclusion after searching for this particular masala in the various books. So sometimes he'll use books X, Y, and Z, and sometimes he might use books A, B, C, D, and sometimes he might use this. So he uses various different books sometimes and then sometimes he'll kind of tackle like a problem in the fiqh, which is English inconsistency. So he comes out with some solution for that. That's why I would say Ibn Abidin is a very good book for the latter, if you want to achieve the latter. But if you want to understand thoroughness of the madhab, you need to understand the ta'sil books like Hidayah and Hidayah. Ibn Nujaym is very good as well. Ibn Nujaym is a very good book for that. But Hidayah and Fath al-Qadir, these books will be perfect for that. That it's going to take you a long time because it requires muzawala with books, a lot of experience with reading and rereading and going back and forth and writing out your notes and thoroughly. But I would say that would possibly, besides that, so those 4 steps I mentioned in the beginning, and then besides these books, how to approach the 2 types of books, also discussing with ulama, have like a regular meetup with like-minded people once a month or once every few months where you discuss something, right? It doesn't have to be thorough, full, 100% research, but by discussing things, what happens is you begin to give the masail structure. Like the things are in your head, you start to give them structure. You learn how to articulate yourself in the masail. I would say that would probably be, but really, if you want to really master iftar, you need to be solid at hidayah. Like you need really good at hidayah. You need to teach hidayah multiple times, I would say. And this is one of my teachers used to say this as well. He goes, if a person hasn't taught hidayah for 20 years, I don't consider him a mufti, you say. That's a big statement, that is. And honestly, I would say, I embarrass people calling me mufti. I don't like people calling me mufti. I prefer you call me Maulana, call me Sheikh, whatever you want. Mufti is a big title and it requires years of experience. I don't have years of experience. I've only been studying and teaching for 24 years now. Yeah. And so that's like, teaching would be maybe half of that. Well, just more than half, maybe. Maybe something like 15 years of teaching I've got. And fiqh and that is like a portion of that I've been teaching. So it's not really I don't really have like a whole lifetime of teaching fiqh. But once, inshallah, maybe, I don't know, maybe 60 years old, 70 years old, yeah, then maybe I might think of the title mufti to be appropriate, but not now. Hope that helps. If you get cash in hand and you don't pay tax on this, is it haram? No. Also, is a government taxing the people 20% considered oppression? I don't know. Wallah alam. Your Ajurumiyya course is fine after Arabic grammar and Tarkib course. Yeah. Ajurumiyya is very basic, by the way. Very, very basic. It'll just give you an understanding. It's not really like, for me, the whole point of Arabic grammar is to be able to understand the Quran, break down the ayats of the Quran grammatically and understand tafsirs. That's what it's for. If you can read Ruh al-Ma'ani and the grammar that's mentioned in there is easy for you to understand, then you have peaked in your grammar. Like, you have studied enough grammar. There's no more grammar you need to study. Yeah, if you can read Tafsir Ruh al-Ma'ani, Tafsir Baydawi, Tafsir Razi, Tafsir Kashaf, if you can study these books and you understand when they're quoting the terminology of Arabic grammar and how they explain it, if you can understand all that, figure it out, then that's fine. Yeah, inshallah. But if you want to learn how to read Arabic books, I would say don't go through the route of Arabic grammar straight away. Don't. You're just going to burn yourself out, right? You need experience. You need to experience the language. When one wakes up for Fajr and goes to the toilet to empty one's bladder, how long must they wait before performing wudu? Ensure there are no further drops. It just depends on the person, isn't it? I would say this: if you were to do this, go to the toilet, urinate, and use a tissue. And once you don't see any more drops on the tissue, you get up, you walk around a bit, maybe sit down, maybe lie down, get back up, come back, wash yourself, ignore everything else. Don't check, just wash yourself, and then do your wudu. That's totally fine. And ignore any other thoughts. I think I've noticed a lot of people are getting waswasas. Yeah, a lot of people are getting waswasas, especially when it comes to these things. Am I clean? Is this water clean? Is my wet hand, is that clean? What if the wet hand touches a light, or if it touches a phone, or what if wet feet goes here and there? That is something which is, it's too much haraj. I would say, it's too much haraj. Too difficult for people to be able to live their day and stress too much about whether everything's clean or not. That's where waswasa is. And I always say to you guys, if you have waswasa, you need to speak to a scholar and tell them you got waswasa so they can cater for you, masail, especially for you. Right? You'll be surprised how much, like they say in Urdu, gunjayish. Yeah, ab heran honge. You're going to be heran how much gunjayish there is, how much scope there is for people who suffer from waswasa. Honestly, and people with waswasa are the people that want the strictest ruling. That's what I found. When you speak to people with waswasa, they don't feel comfortable with the easy rulings. They want the strictest ruling, which is natural. It's a natural reaction of waswasa. That's what it is. Yeah, the person with waswasa naturally reacts because they feel as though they're like cutting corners in the deen or cheating Allah's system, which obviously they're not. They're just like some people suffer from other mental issues. Some people suffer from waswasa. Cass, I watched a video of Mufti Mangera from Zamzam Academy saying feeding your pets haram food is haram. Is there a difference of opinion on this issue? So, see, the problem in the Hanafi school is purchasing haram is not allowed. You're not allowed to purchase haram. So the cat's food is made from, it depends what kind of cat food you get. If you get sea cat food, I think that's okay, right? So when I used to have a cat, I used to generally buy sea cat food. The other cat food, which obviously is made from, other animals, that would not be allowed to purchase. That's the issue. which is purchasing. The main issue is purchasing the haram. That's the issue. So this is why I always say to people, look, go for the halal, go for seafood for your animals. Now, obviously, dogs, if you got a dog's not going to eat seafood, and it's not cheap to carry on buying meat for a dog. You have to cook it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So in that situation, I would say that if a person is incapable, or it's very difficult for them to be able to buy the halal alternative, because I think some halal alternatives have come out recently. Yeah, someone was showing me on Twitter. So if you can't afford that kind of stuff, then as a last resort, you'd buy the normal brands, yeah, the normal stuff. But always try to look for the halal. I work for Nestle and we distribute pet food that has beef and other haram. Yeah, jobs permissible, inshallah. Life on in one take. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sweet Garden, one request. I wanted to send my Arabic article for correction to you. If you email it, inshallah, and when I get chance, I can't say I will do it immediately, but when I get chance, I'll have a look at it, because I've got a whole list of other emails I'm supposed to answer. So just email it to me. Email should be coming at the bottom somewhere. Yeah, there it is. It's coming there. So email it there, inshallah. I learned Arabic language myself and wanted to show my progress, inshallah. How does one experience the language? Is it by reading it? Exposure. Experience through exposure, by listening to as much Arabic as you can, reading as much as you can. Start with storybooks. Yeah, storybooks. Even if you make mistakes, it doesn't matter with storybooks, right? You'll slowly build up. Yeah, one of my students, sometimes he comes on here, Junaid, he was telling me yesterday that he was actually reading, he's in year 2 or so far, part-time, and he was actually reading Tafsir Baghawi. So he's trying his best, and he'd come across a word and he thought it was Malik, and he was saying things like the Malik, controls the clouds, and the Malik brings down the rain, and he was confused, like, is this Tafsir talking about some powerful magical king that has the power to move clouds and bring rain? Then he later on, after a few days, realized he's talking about Malak, angel. So that's good, that is, because that shows you're progressing, because you're struggling, you're trying to figure things out, things that are, above your ability, but you're progressing. Don't worry about mistakes. Look, I think, in madrasa, let me tell you one thing that madrasa does, which is a very bad thing. It always makes a student feel as though you can't make mistakes. And I think that's the kind of thing that gives the student inferiority complex. Students always stress, and maybe this is the thing with some scholars online, that they're always finding mistakes in people, because it's been built into them when they were in madrasa. It's always been built in. This is a mistake, this is a mistake, this is a mistake. So the student is so scared of trying to just do creative writing that what if someone spots some mistakes? Well, let them spot mistakes. How many books have scholars written in the past that have mistakes in them, and then a second edition was written, or other people did a rebuttal, and it's fine. Yeah, don't worry about mistakes. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just go for it, inshallah. How does one experience the language? In my mind, I get cursings for my sister who did backstabbing to me. What to do? In my mind, I get cursings. I don't understand. Make dua for your sister. Make loads of dua for your sister. Give charity on her behalf. Allah brings love between you and her. So when one washes feet at the end of wudu and places their wet foot on the bathroom floor instead of a towel, will the feet? No. See, that's, you suffer from waswasa, my brother. So from waswasa. So that is the thing. Things I'm saying to you make sense to you now. You think, oh yeah, he knows how I think, because I've dealt with a lot of people with waswasa. Yeah. So touching the tap, is the tap wet? Do I have to wash the tap again after I've done it? My wet feet touch the ground and so forth. All these kind of things are, things which people with waswasa they have. So your feet are totally fine, no problem. Arif, alaikum assalam, ahlan wa sahlan. I am from India. How can I learn Arabic for free online? If you go onto YouTube, there's lots of people who are teaching Arabic online, inshallah. So go onto YouTube, learning Arabic for free, and you'll find lots of resources. Best books, I would say, for someone from scratch, start from the Medina books. And there's lots of resources for type in Medina books. I bet Medina books, is there any good review YouTube? Yes. Yeah, if anyone can help, Brother Arif, inshallah. I used to suffer from severe waswasa, I notice you need a certain level of stubbornness or carelessness. That's it. That's what you need. You need to kind of force yourself to just not listen to yourself. Like you need to deliberately do the thing you're scared of. Right? So the thing that you're really scared of, just go and do it. Like if you're scared of touching the toilet seat with your bare hands, touch it. Yeah, because some people are scared. If I touch it, I'm gonna wash my hands again. I'm gonna do wudu again and this and that. Or if like some drops go on them. Even if they touch the floor next to the toilet, even if your foot touches the toilet seat, it's totally fine. It's totally. I see it's hard for you now, Seek, isn't it? Like you're thinking, oh, inside you're cringing. You're thinking, this is like a nightmare for me. Just imagining my foot touching the toilet seat. That I'd probably have to go and take a whole bath again. And there are people, unfortunately, who have waswasa who will literally take a whole bath all over again simply because of this. Seeker's Guide has some Arabic courses, yeah. So check out Seeker's Guidance, Arif. Right, yeah. So that's basically my week, guys. Make dua for my stomach, guys. I've been getting some stomach pains, and I think it's after all that food and bang on. Yeah, that's it. Don't worry, it's treatable. But the main thing is you have to there's two ways to treat waswasa. Number one is you have to have someone with you when you're going toilet, when you're taking a bath, when you're doing wudu, to say to you, stop now. Actually, maybe that might be a good idea. An AI, to make some sort of AI thing. Have you heard about online about the whole drama about the AI pin? What do you call the iHuman or AI human pin? And MKBHD has done that review of it. So I think what you want to do is if you want to like a Muslim AI, what you should do is make yourself an AI that watches you take a bath, that watches you go to toilet and tells you, stop now. It's done. It's done. I think if someone invests in that, there's so many people out there who got waswasa that inshallah maybe it'll help them. See, I'm giving you good ideas here. Some good ideas to help people with waswasa. Yeah. So many ideas I've given to people in the past. I don't know if they've actually gone ahead with them and done those projects. But if I think these kind of things, trying to make projects, remember, look, if you want society to succeed, do not make a product that will make you money primarily. Make a product, go for a product that solves big problems in society, in households, on a day-to-day basis. Those are the things that you want, right? Don't just like replicate what the other person has done. Try to look for problems. Like waswas is a big problem, right? And if you can, I don't know, make some sort of an app or something, and this app will just like tell you, right, you know what, right, how long have you spent on the toilet? Okay, and it starts ticking, and then it all of a sudden tells you, right, stop now, right, get up, ignore everything else, and you have to follow that app, and then you track your whole, your record. I think that would be a good idea. What do you guys think? And that's the first thing, right? The second thing is you have to speak to a scholar about your situation, and then he gives you step-by-step instructions of how to deal with it. That's like the second resort. And that way, and he's going to give you rulings which are very, very lenient for you, extremely lenient, but you can take them. Totally fine to take them. And that will help you overcome. And you don't worry about what happens if I get better. Don't worry about that. Just for at the moment, just work out how you're going to fix yourself. Which Mus'haf is best for Quran, Uthmani, whichever one you like, but they're both inshallah from Allah. Ustad Abu Taymiyyah mentions some people start wudu before Fajr and go until sunrise. Subhanallah. Ya Allah. He said, get someone to literally pull you out the bathroom. Yeah. I think I used to go through waswasa at one stage in my life, right? And I think you realize how problematic, because people don't understand, and you're embarrassed to say it to people because you think they might think you're like strange. You might think something's wrong with you. You're just acting silly. But they don't understand. They're not acting silly. What it is your brain is slowly starting to, monitor itself. But it can't stop monitoring. It just keeps on checking, keeps on thinking you're not clean, keeps on thinking. Whereas everyone else's brain, once they go toilet and wash themselves, they just brain switches off. That's it. Job done. Let's carry on. But the waswasa guy, his brain carries on over time, thinking. How to deal with mother who is making my life hell. Make loads of dua for her. Speak to your mother, sit with her, hug your mother, kiss your mother. Now, these are the things you have to show love. I think a lot of people, hatred only comes when there's no love. Remember that. Right? When there's love, people will not have hatred. That's the thing that you have to remember. Hatred is because people do not have that love. Because if you have love, you're going to overlook a lot of things. If you have extreme love for your parents, doesn't matter what your parents do, you're going to overlook what they do. Of course, if they tell you to do something that's totally abhorrent and against Islam, then that's totally wrong. But this is what it is. I would say go to your mother, kiss your mother, hold your mother's hand, tell your mother you love her, tell your mother to make dua for you, massage her feet for her. What was the hadith of the Sahabi who got sent to do wudu again and again? I don't know. I've never come across that hadith. I've come across a hadith where a Sahabi was sent to do salat again and again. All right. So anyway, guys, I think I am going to finish it there. Jazakumullah khairan for attending, guys. MashaAllah. 62 people on Twitter. Ahlan wa sahlan, Twitter people, all watching. My friends and those few enemies of mine as well who are watching. Welcome. Ahlan wa sahlan. And on Roots of Knowledge, 12 people. And welcome to all of you, 12. All the people on YouTube, all the people are nice people. They all like me, I think. Inshallah, I will see you guys tomorrow and answer your questions that you have. And hopefully, inshallah, we'll have a nice Q&A session. And also, I'll show you some of my new plants I bought as well. Remember, last year I was telling you about my cherry tree. Well, I cut my cherry tree down because this year it was just like hardly growing. And I took some cuttings from there and see how those cuttings are going on. There was actually found a stem that was growing under the cherry tree, and I'm suspicious. I think that this is a cherry plant that's growing, or cherry root that was growing. So I'll see, inshallah, if it is, if it's not. But yes, I bought some new plants. I bought olive tree this week, an olive tree, small little olive tree. But when I go to these kind of places and I see nice plants, I like buying them. I don't know why. Like addiction. Alaikum assalam, Ibi. She is good with my sister who's earning. It's not same for me at times. She cuts off my food. Subhanallah. So I think go. Life is one to go and hug her, kiss her, explain to her, cry to her. Yeah, show her how much you love her. And make loads of dua for her. All right, guys. Take care, inshallah. I'll see you guys next time. And remember your du'as as well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.